Hi everyone, I'm going to be tying it is a rough fly. Now, on one of my last videos I was fishing, as I called it, Dynamite Harry emerger pattern. Now basically I lost the fly, I only had one. I just had tied, so I think I tied a couple, I gave one away and I caught fish on the one I had, then I lost it. Can't remember, I think it was on the tree, in the back cast, I went up a tree. Just couldn't get near it. So anyway, this is basically, I tied another one. As you see, it's quite rough. It's meant to be rough. It's to give the impression of, you can tell it, I mean it's a hopper, it's terrestrial, it's a caddis, emerger, it's got everything going. And it's a fly it would easily fish in the lochs, and as well as in the river, which I was doing with it. The hopper legs is optional, you could put them on, you don't need to put them on, put it that way, but in the lochs it works. The hopper legs certainly gives a good impression for terrestrial flies, and it can be tied any colour. Now this is the colour version I used, so I'm going to show you how to tie it. It's reasonably simple, looks like a lot to it, but anyway. Thread, I'm going to be using the rusty brown Uni 80, this one. Hook choice, again it's up to yourself, it can be a straight hook or it could be a curved hook like I'm using. This one's a favourite of mine, it's a Czech Nymph in black nickel. It's a size 16, so big 16 though, it's more like a 14. Now I'm going to wind the thread to, I'm in line with the basically pointed hook. The rib of the fly, I'm using a gold tinsel, it's a small. I'm going to catch this on, and I'm just going to come round the bend, and then I'm going to come up maybe 1.5 mil or so to form like a small tag at the back. The body, I'm using, got a couple of dubbins. I've got a, here's a packet, I lost the packet. One, I'm using the tan, this one, it's the ultra dry dub. This is tan, and the other one I found is the brown for the thorax. Now you could use the same colour all the way up. It's up to yourself. Either it works. You can change, obviously, as I say, you can change the colour. It's a very easy dubbing to use. It's really nice stuff, and you can dub it as thin or as thick as you like. So you lightly dub it onto my thread, slide it up. Start it off, just get it caught, tighten to that. So I say I've got a small tag. Now if you're into doing a bit more caddis like, I would make it a wee bit heavier near the thorax. Or sorry, as the body comes up you want a nice taper. And when you bring it up, when you do that, so right up until in line with the point of the hook. So when the thread's in line or let go, it should be in line with the point. And then what we do is then bring our rib up through. That last turn I'm just going to wind it onto the thorax area and put the thread over it. Now you could bring out a wee drop with your velcro. Just tiny wee bit, not much. Tidy this area up a wee bit. Now I'm going to put legs on it, so I've got the pre-knotted pheasant tail legs. Went 3 either side of the body, so obviously 6. I need another one. These ones are from Vineyards, so I keep getting 7 here. Just take your time and separate them. So if you bring them 90 degrees from the stem of the feather, these should be the same length. So just draw your fingers through it, tear them away. And then you want 3 either side of the hook. So just separate them, which I'm trying to do. And then, as I say, they're the 3 either side. I'm just pressing my fingers to keep them apart. And then use the hook to do that as well. So I'm just going to bring them in a wee bit closer. I don't want them too long. You can be as long or as short as you like. It's up to yourself. I just want them quite just basically so they're laying off the back and you can see them. And then once you're happy with the position, you can tighten up on them. Move them around as well before you cut away the waste. That looks not too bad, it's fine. Trim away once you're happy. And a wee bit of wax on your thread, tidy this area. Now what I've got here, this is the yarn I'm using. They call it, I've got two colours actually blended. But anyway, I've got a brown one as well as a tan. So I've got, it's called, you can see, Parapost yarn. This is what they call a brown dun. Now, it did have it, where is it? It is here. They actually blend colour, and in these ones you'll see there's two colours of brown. There's a slightly darker one. On the tan, they have like basically quite a light tan, and slightly different coloured tan. It's like two colours again. So what I've done, I've taken a strand of each. Got a strand of brown, strand of the sort of dark, and strand of the light, and I've basically brushed them together. Makes a great mix. So I'm just using a toothbrush to brush them together. So, yeah, make sure you watch your thread. I'm going to catch it in the middle of the thorax, just there. I'm going to wind towards the back to the body. Then I'm going to trim this just at the back, slight angle like this. And then I'm going to trim the corner top off it, just to give it some kind of taper. I don't want it too long. You could tie it to suit yourself, and you could taper it a wee bit more, but I'm trying to give an impression of a few things, so I'm messing about with it. And you can experiment with that to see what we've got. And a bit square at the back here, so I'm just going to, that'll do it. Now for the thorax I'm using, it's back to the same yarn, the ultra dry yarn, but I'm using the brown just to darken the thorax and tidy up this, especially this area here. So I'm just going to dub it on. Wind the thread through it. Make sure you get enough room at the front here. Maybe I went too far. Just lift it up, bring your thread in front. Once you've did the dubbing at the back, that's fine. Now I'm going to get the hackle. Now you could use a few different hackles. Just use a brown or a dark brown or a chocolate. I've got actually quite a brown, dark brown here. This is a Coachman brown saddle that I've got. This is quite dark. I'm messing about with the natural brown as well as well, the one was furnace. So I'm trying the darker one. So I'm catching this on the side. I'm going to post both the hackle and the wing together. Just work your way up. Come back through, or back down, sorry. You want to end up with your thread in front. Now there is 2 or 3 ways you could form the parachute hackle. This is the way I do it. It's quite quick. So I do one turn, next one should be under that, next one under that one. And you put on as much hackle as you like to suit yourself. Depends on the hackle itself. So a few turns in there, it's quite heavy, but that's what I want. Then I want to lift up the fibre, I've got the hackle here on my side. Just hold it with my fingers to bring my thread up. Secure it in. Trim away. There's a couple of fibres there I want to trim out. See where they are, just watch. You're always going to catch the odd one. I'm going to go back to my brown ultra dry dub. Just a wee drop, you don't need much. Just tidy that area up. So I'm just basically taking it up to the wing. Keep it quite light, don't make it too heavy. And bring the thread back through, a wee bit of varnish on my thread to whip finish. That locks it in, trim that away. Now obviously I've been bringing up the hackle, pressing it. So bringing it back down, just hold the wing out of the way and press the hackle. So I basically just hold the wing, press the hackle down, bring it back. I don't know if you can see it there, but I'll tidy this up a wee bit. Trim the length of the wing to suit yourself. It could be straight. Usually I usually trim it at the back of the hooks are there. So there we are, that's it. Now just to give you an idea of what a caddis, the caddis is tied in this style in a way. There's no legs on this one, but I've tied them with legs. This is a cinnamon caddis. Now as you can see how long the wing is in comparison to this one, so it keeps within it makes it different, put it that way. But you could easily put legs on this and get it sitting up. But the difference is obviously the body being round to give the merger. So that's why it's basically it's a pattern that's got everything's on it. It's all in. Everything's in there is to give you a good fly you can mess about with on the river or on the loch, and you'll catch with it. And as I said, tie it in different colours. Black obviously. Claret's a good colour. Obviously this is a good colour. The light colour cinnamon is a light colour. You could easily tie it. Olives, you name it. Just use your imagination. Even some of the kind of like a bibble colour combination works. Where you would do the same as say an Invicta colour combination. That would work by yellow body or so. These are the type of things you have to mess around with. So get your favourite fly and tie it in this style. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. And again, thanks for watching.